Welcome back to the Switch Sports Golf Challenge series. This is day 6 of the 9 Eagles Challenge. I'm trying to make Eagles on half of the holes, which is proving to be really difficult. I got to 8 one day. That was the best I've done and also the only time I've ever gotten close to 9. But we're going to lock in here. I am manifesting some Eagles. I'm hoping for some good fortune with the wind, which we'll need, and we don't get that on the first hole. So we play random conditions. That's why I start in the sport selection mode. So random wins and random pins on the holes that can have them in this one-player standard 18. So we'll see if we can get a lucky hole out here through some maximum wind. It's kind of right in the face, so I mean, not the worst. But it's going to take some good fortune and a really precise shot. Okay, that felt like about what I wanted to do. We'll see if that gets a good kick. I think that's just a little too far to the left, and it is. So just an over adjustment on a tougher hole. A tougher pin location and some maximum wins. So not the nicest hole. Would have been nice to pick up an eagle there, but we don't get it. We'll have to tap in for the birdie. So we'll move on to the second hole here. And we see, once again, maximum wins, so not good fortune on the first 2 holes. We're going to have to adjust way out there, because this is so downhill. And just hope for some good luck on this shot. That felt pretty good. Is that going to be on the right line? I don't think so. Just an over adjustment again. But one that is so difficult to judge.
Nice on.
So the first 2 holes, not very nice. We see the maximum wind. There's a 1 in 6 chance of wins 0 through, or 0, 2, 4, 6, 9, 11. And we see 11 twice. So we'll move on to hole 3 and see if we can get some nicer wind here. Will we see 11 again? No, we see 2. That's nice. Okay.
Nice shot.
So we'll have to try to pick one up here. The first 2 holes, I mean, you really want to eagle in order to try to get to 9. But you do need good conditions a lot of the times, and we just didn't really see those. Now, granted, I'm not the best player at this game, but there are players that would deal with those wins no problem. They know what to do. But for me, I need to get lucky with those types of conditions. Okay, so we'll put that down nicely in the rough, where we've been a number of times. Want to make sure that we land this a good amount left of the hole, because it's going to kick right, and we want to spin it back to the right as well. So that's going to be the play. This shot is feeling a lot more straightforward as I've gone through this challenge. Oh! And a mean lip out. I thought that was good, but it just had a little too much backspin, and it got yanked out. So an unfortunate lip out on hole 3 after a couple of tougher wind holes on the first 2, and we'll end up with 0 eagles on the holes that we really need eagles in order to try to get to 9 in the easier way. So now the difficulty is definitely mounting, definitely rising, and we'll have just tough crosswind on hole 4 here. This is going to be difficult for sure. We'll give it the best chance we can.
Nice shot.
Okay, that felt like a good shot. Will we get a good result? That's going to end up a little too far, but it will come back down the hill. And just a little too much to the right. So, I mean, 3 feet away is pretty good for 17-mile-an-hour crosswinds, but in terms of this challenge, I have to make it. So, 0 for 4 at the start here. We'll see if hole 5 can be nice to us. So a real missed opportunity on hole 3 to pick up one that we really needed. And hole 5 is going to have, okay, I mean, kind of nothing wins. There's really no effect that this is going to have on the hole. I mean, it's going to make the third shot kind of precise, but it doesn't help us or really hurt us, I don't think. So we can just send it over those first two trees, land it in the fairway, safely left of that big pine tree. And this second shot, I mean, I'm just going to have to put it as close as possible, but we're not going to be able to get real close to the green. And we'll have to probably try to use that bump and run strategy. So just a standard 2 shots, full driver, as close to the green as possible. We're going to end up, I mean, decently far off the green, so we'll probably have to use like the 7-iron or the 5-iron to do the proper bump and run. Yeah, I think the 7-iron's the play. The wind's going to push us a little to the right, but I don't want to adjust too much. And I think, other than that, this should be a pretty straight uphill shot. So we'll try that out. Okay, that felt good. Is that going to get the proper rollout? It will. So the bump and run strategy finally works on day 6, and we'll eagle hole 5. So not necessarily on pace for 9 eagles, but that shot feels good, a well-executed shot. And we'll do the best we can for the rest of this 18 and try to pick up as many eagles as possible. Now, there's always the possibility of hole outs, so we'll try to rely on picking up some of those. I'm just going to send this drive out there, hopefully into the fairway. This wind may help it pull back. So oftentimes with 0-mile-an-hour winds, we end up in the rough. And yeah, with 4 miles an hour, more so in the face, we end up in the fairway. And I'm not exactly sure if we're safely left of that tree, but I don't think we're going to have to deal with it all that much. So this actually feels like an easier shot here. I'll give it, I'll say about that much power. And I mean, hole 6 is never ever easy, but this is about the best you can do, I think. Okay, that felt like a well-executed shot. We'll see if we end up on the correct side of the pin. We won't. So that's not going to come back up the hill all the way, regardless. And it'll be on the wrong side of the pin. But I mean, 2 feet on hole 6 with that really tough pin that we see every single day is about the best that I've done so far. So a tap-in birdie on hole 6, but not an eagle. And we'll have to move on to hole 7 and hope that the conditions are nice to us. What kind of winds do we see here? Okay, 4 miles an hour pushing us in a good direction, so favorable. As far as this hole goes, that's very nice. So we'll send that down to the end of that front left fairway, as I do, I think, every single time. I don't think I ever go for that right fairway anymore. And we'll have a good opportunity here with the spoon through the gap in those trees to try to put this one close and give it a shot at holing out. So I'm going to want to adjust slightly left. I'm thinking to about there. Yeah, I'd say that feels about good. And then a little less than 3 dots of power. So about there on the power meter feels about right. And hopefully that'll just catch that short rough and not the fringe. Oh, it catches the fringe. Ugh. Absolutely brutal. And it ends up on the back fringe. So if that hit the rough or the green, that probably would have ended up nicely pin high with a chance. But when you catch the fringe, as I've said many times, it's like hitting the cart path for some reason. I don't know why the fringe is like that in this game, but it is. And we'll have to birdie that one. That's a putt that I've had a number of times because I hit the fringe so frequently there. So a real precise shot. I mean, I wanted to barely hit that front rough, and I just hit it a little bit too far and end up past the green. And now we see some kind of brutal winds on hole 8 here. So this is going to be a real difficult hole-in-one, which I need to make in order to complete this challenge. I really have to pick one up on this hole or the next. So we'll give this adjustment a try. I mean, it's pure right to left. So I'll just see what I can do. Okay, that felt like a good shot. Looks like it's on a good line if that gets a good bounce. Now maybe that'll get yanked back up that hill. Oh, and a near miss. So pure crosswind, pure maximum crosswind, right to left. I mean, putting it to 3 feet is pretty good. I mean, I know that the hole out is the goal, but that was going to be nearly impossible. And that's about as good of a shot as I could do, I think. So, I guess some good play kind of so far, but not much to show for it. Only that one eagle on hole 5. And we'll see if hole 9 can have some nicer winds, and it will. Okay. So I think we can end up on the far side of that tree with these winds.
Nice shot.
And have a shot to get there in 2. So that should bounce nicely off the fairway. And yeah, we'll have a chance to get there in 2 and see if we can get a makeable putt. Now it's going to be difficult because it's kind of a crosswind and it's pushing us forward a lot. So the power and the distance, or the power and the adjustment have to be very precise to put this on the green. But I'm thinking to about there should be pretty good. And I'll take just a little bit off of the power. So maybe to about there.
Nice shot.
Okay, that felt like the shot. That looks like it's on a really good line. If that gets a good kick... Okay, it's going to kick to the right. So we're going to have a real side hill putt. So not the easiest. I mean, it's a very precise landing point with that second shot. But we're on the green with a chance. So we have kind of a ridiculous side hill from 20 feet away. But it's got a chance. We're going to have to hit this one like sideways. And that felt like about the best I could do. And a nice little trickly putt sideways down that hill for an eagle on hole 9. We pick up our second eagle, so hope is alive. I mean, we need 7 on the back, which is going to be really tough to come by. But that one felt really good. We'll move on to hole 10,
Nice shot.
where we'll have that back left. I think the back left is actually the only pin we can see in this challenge, so it'll be pretty much pure headwind here. I'll want to club up to the 7-iron. It's going to push us not really to the left at all, actually. Maybe ever so slightly, but I think the kick is going to be to the right a little bit. So we'll take that into account. Put some extra power on it to make sure we get it there. This is uphill. And that felt like a good shot. I'm just not exactly sure if that's going to have the proper kick. Oh, it kind of does, and it just bounds to the left of the hole. So a real close shot through some tougher wind. I mean, the distance wasn't perfect. If it was, that might have had a better chance. But we'll have to tap in for the birdie. So hole 10 is one that is, I mean, it's more difficult than hole 1. I've made it a number of times, but I don't make that one very consistently. So I can't rely on hole 10, unless, of course, we get like 0 wind. Okay, we'll have maximum wind, so the wind resets on holes 10, 11, 12. You can have up to 11 miles an hour, and that's what we see on this hole 11 here. So I need to adjust a good amount, and then just give it a shot. I mean, a little bit extra on the distance. Hopefully get about the right landing point. The roll is going to be different from this angle with this wind, so I'm not exactly sure what I need to do. But that seems like about the best shot I could give it. That looks like it's actually really good. If that comes back nicely... Okay, it's going to end up rolling too far to the right. So, I mean, through the wind, I gave that a good run. Within 3 feet's pretty good. It just needs to land a little more to the left. But with that downhill shot, the wind amplifies the effects. So, I think I played that one pretty well, just some tougher conditions. We'll have to try to pick one up on hole 12 here. Okay, with no wind, this feels like an albatross opportunity.
Nice shot.
Do we start counting double eagles as 2 eagles? I don't think we can. We're going to get this challenge done the real way, and I'm also getting ahead of myself here. This is not the easiest of second shots. But it is makeable. Okay. I think that adjustment looks pretty good. I know the power that I need. It's about that. We've made this one a number of times. Can we do it again? I don't think that's on the greatest line, but it actually looks pretty decent. Oh, and it'll hit the pin. Okay, so 0 miles an hour on hole 12. A little bit lucky. I mean, or I guess fortunate wind, I should say. An unfortunate result. But we'll tap in for the eagle on what feels like a miss. With 0 miles an hour, I think I just overpowered that slightly. And we'll miss on hole 12 on an albatross opportunity. And we'll see, okay, tougher winds. Not the easiest of wins on hole 13. It's not going to be too extreme, though. So I'm going to use the 7-iron. And just give this one a chance.
Nice shot.
That felt like a good shot. It's going to be right on the pin, though. Just on the wrong side of it. So if that was on the right side of the pin, it could have had a chance. But it was just on the left side, and it rolls back down more to the left. So some precision there with some moderate winds was needed and not perfectly executed. And we'll have to tap in for a birdie. So 16 under through 13 with 3 eagles on the scorecard. We'll move on to another eagle opportunity oftentimes. But we'll see some tougher winds on hole 14. Now, I don't know whether the play here is to try to put it through the tree gap that I've missed a number of times. I mean, it's not easy with this wind. But I feel like I kind of have to go for it. Do I hit this full power and try to just power it through all the leaves and stuff? Or do I go for the closer gap? I'm not exactly sure. There's a gap that's a bit lower that I think I have to go for that. I think I have to. It's going to take some real precision. I'm not exactly sure if that's a good shot or not. I mean, it's on a decent line. And we will catch the fairway, so some fortunate luck through those trees. I kind of needed to go for that because I'm not even sure if I could reach the green in 2 if I went for the safer route. And I need to try to eagle this, so. Risk and reward. Okay. Gonna want to put some extra power on this. Probably about there, I'd guess.
Nice
Oh,
shot.
overpowered. And it's going to be too far left anyway. Hopefully that holds the green. Oh, and it's just going to kind of bounce to a stop up on that fairway. So this is going to be a tough... I mean, this has got to be a putt, I think. It's going to be a tougher one. Because I'm going to have to go through this little fringe and kind of tap it down the green. Now, the power is going to be weird because I'm hitting through the fairway and the fringe at first. And then it's going to really have to trickle down that hill. So a real precise play needed here. We'll see if we can execute it. That looks really good. And it will fall. So a nice, tricky eagle on hole 14 with a lucky drive. Not the greatest of second shots, but some tougher wind. And we will indeed make it. So 4 eagles on the scorecard. Not the greatest conditions on hole 15. But, I mean, you can't see great conditions all the time. Oh, and I'll red bar the shot. Fortunately, it's not going to hurt it too much on this drive. If there's a shot to red bar, I guess it's that one. I guess it just happens sometimes. So we'll end up a little shorter, but that's okay. We'll still have a shot at this one with an iron. So the 5-iron I'm thinking is the play. We'll adjust it out to about there, I'd say. I want to land this left of the pin. That feels like a good adjustment. And with about 3 dots of power, I think that should be pretty good. Yeah, 3 dots. Is that on a decent line? It is. That'll take, hopefully, a big bounce and a roll back, and it'll just miss. So that one was going to be a very lucky eagle if I made it. We get real close. I mean, I can't complain too much about that. We'll have a tap-in birdie. We'll have to move on to hole 16. 9 eagles is out of play, but I'm going to go for as many as I can. Hole 16 is oftentimes an opportunity, and it really depends on the wind. What kind of wind do we see? Ooh, favorable winds. Okay. So that's going to push us into the tree. Into that like tree that you see on the front fairway. I may want to take some power off of this and make sure I don't completely fly the green. So if I take some power off, I think this should push left, catch that tree, and hopefully the tree slows it down and I can still launch. Okay, not quite onto the green, but pretty close. I was hoping that might go right onto the green. And now we'll have what would be a pretty difficult putt and maybe an equally difficult chip, so I'm not exactly sure what the play is here. I'm thinking the chip may be the way to go. The wind's going to push it left, the bounce is going to push it left as well. And it's on a pretty slopey part of the green. I do think the chip is the way to go. When I'm this deep into the fairway, I'd like to putt, but I don't really think that's the play. So we'll give this a chance. That felt pretty good. That looks really good, and it is good. All right. A chip-in eagle through some tougher winds. Now, the chip had tougher winds. The drive was very favorable. But that one feels good. We now have 5 eagles on the scorecard, with 17 and 18 still to play. And what kind of winds do we see? Okay, 6 miles an hour on hole 17. I mean, this pin is just so easy to have it launch off the back. I do that so frequently. But I feel like I kind of have to just go for that type of shot if I'm going to make this. Which, I mean, I'm still going for eagles. So we'll give that a shot. I think that's pretty good in terms of adjustment.
Nice shot.
Okay. Felt like a decent shot. The wind is going to push that. Oh, we get a nice bounce. Okay. So that kind of salvages the round. I mean, I've never aced this hole
Nice on.
in my time playing. Maybe one of these times I will. And I've put it close a number of times, but I feel like that's about the best shot I could do there. It's just a very difficult hole in general and a tough shot. So we'll hit this back up that hill for the birdie. And we'll move on to hole 18. And if we can pick up our 6th eagle here, I mean, that would be a pretty solid round. 24 under if I can get there. So we're going to go... Okay, we'll have to see what kind of winds we have first. Okay, some favorable winds. So 22 miles an hour pushing us kind of straight ahead, a little bit to the right.
Nice shot.
Just going to hit a full drive out there. That should get pushed nicely into the fairway. Now this pin that we see every time on hole 18 is one of the more difficult ones. So this second shot's going to need a lot of precision, especially because it's going to be coming in hot with this wind pushing it that way. So I have a feeling it's kind of going to launch on me no matter what. I mean, I can't use the 7-iron. I'm going to have to use the 5-iron. The launch feels like it's kind of inevitable. Unless, of course, I like roll it up. So maybe if I take a good amount of power off of it and do like that instead of trying to use the backspin, just let it roll out. Maybe that's the play. I think that looks pretty good. We'll try that. Ooh, that's going to get pushed much further to the right than I thought it would. Now, we don't get the launch that I was fearing. And it's not going to be the easiest of putts.
Nice.
But I mean, it's makeable. It's better than being off the green with the launch. So this is going to take some precision. We need this for our 6th eagle. I think that looks about good for adjustment. We'll have to hit it pretty hard up that hill. And I will just miss it. So 5 eagles is what we'll end with today. That felt like a pretty good putt, but just a tougher one. I kind of misread the wind. Since it was diagonal, I didn't think it would push it that far right. But we'll have to finish with a birdie.
Nice birdie.
And 5 eagles on the scorecard. So once again, not real close to 9 eagles. I mean, I would have had to have a couple of lucky holeouts and some better fortune on the first couple of holes. But 23 under is a fairly good round. And we'll have to try again tomorrow. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're enjoying this series. And we'll see you in the next one where we're going to hope for one of these days a bunch of 0 mile an hour wind holes. I mean, It's going to take some good luck and probably a lot of days to get that. But we're just going to keep on trying. We'll see you next time.